You coming?
You can go without me.
All right. Oh, that's boring clothes. What, am I scaring you? Want me to scare you? Boo, boo, boo!
Pay her no mind. It's just a harmless ret. Just don't make eye contact.
I'm hearing you! I buy my bus pass for $40 and I'm first always, so that's why I'm first.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. Just an important reminder that the people you should feel the most sorry for in life are aging, extremely over the hill, very rich, left-wing ladies who are unmarried, unhappy, and totally miserable. They need you to feel sorry for them so that they can live, so that they can even exist. And you not feeling sorry for them is a real threat. They take that personally. Like, for instance, Rosie O'Donnell was on CNN complaining, harping about her personal pain and the costs of leaving the United States of America. Rosie O'Donnell had to flee the U.S. because of President Trump and his racism. Rosie O'Donnell shares pain and personal cost of fleeing America. You see, Rosie O'Donnell had to sell her massive real estate portfolio that she gained after being a D-list Hollywood celebrity and unfunny comedian with failing talk shows and appearances on Star Trek. You see, one of those properties was 255 East 49th Street here in Manhattan. Look at this. Look at the oppression that Rosie experienced on a day-to-day basis as she lived in this multi-million-dollar penthouse overlooking the New York skyline. Look at the oppression. You know, Rosie wanted to have a spiral staircase, but there wasn't enough room, you see. And that's a problem. Yes, there's a big staircase. Yes, it's very artistic. But she wanted waterfall marble countertops, but what they gave her was a Cybertruck here instead. And she wanted she wanted a full wine cave. She only got one wine fridge, right? One fridge just for wine. And that's oppression. Where's the rooftop pool? You know? Like, where is it? Of course, it's, the apartment is right smack dab in the middle of Manhattan. Most expensive real estate. But look at this balcony. It could be so much bigger. It should be bigger, right? Rosie deserves it. And this is what oppression looks like. Look at the sauna that she has to sit in. Does she even fit in there? I don't think so, right? I don't know Rosie, but we're not sure. And look at this rooftop, right? This rooftop that she has. Again, where's the pool? Where's the jets inside of the spa? She, Rosie O'Donnell, wants you to know that she took a massive loss on her New York penthouse. It only sold for $3.25 million, and it was listed for $1 million more than that. Actually, $1.5 million. And so that is pain. Rosie only has tens of, if not hundreds of millions of dollars. Look at her begging for bread on the streets of Ireland. Look what's happened to Rosie. She's begging for shamrocks. She's begging for corned beef and cabbage on the streets of Ireland and a Guinness. Look what's become of her with her tens of millions in her bank account. So sad, so painful. You should feel bad for her. You should feel bad for Ellen, too. She fled to the United Kingdom, right? Right there across the island of Ireland is the United Kingdom, where Ellen DeGeneres has had to flee. She had to liquidate hundreds of millions of dollars in her portfolio to move to the English countryside, one of the whitest places that exist on Earth. She had to, for instance, liquidate this pristine castle that would be the envy of any feudal king right on the shoreline of California, unobstructed shoreline. She has 10 acres here. And again, you should feel sorry for Ellen. This is pretty much like Section 8 housing. Think about it. She wanted a full ocean view with her 100% bronze bathtub, and she didn't get that. She wanted so much more. She could have had a deeper pool, but the zoning said no. Look at that private beach. Obama's chef just wasn't available. So you should feel bad for these people. It's why Rosie O'Donnell is out begging for Substack subscriptions. She needs the money. She's suffering.
If you want to follow me on Substack, please do. You know, there's options. You can do it for free, of course, and there's a way to subscribe that you get extra things like possibly videos like this or lives or if I knew how to do it, I would be able to explain better what I'm going to do.
You need to subscribe. Rosie needs your money. She's experiencing real hate in the streets of Ireland, and she said so. Boy, this is dangerous. She says, I knew after reading Project 2025 and Trump got in, it was time for me to leave the country, and it's cost her so much. Look at the hate that she has to endure here on the Irish streets.
Donald has just moved to Ireland. How do you feel about her coming to Ireland?
Probably about as happy as I am with the thought of the Clintons coming to visit there last year. Yeah, I'm not best pleased, but us Irish are always welcoming no matter what, I suppose. So, yeah.
Do you consider Rosie O'Donnell an illegal immigrant coming into your country?
Absolutely, yes, I do.
Would you like her to leave?
Yes.
Oh, you just gotta love it. They're so oppressed. They're so oppressed. Just feel bad for them. Feel bad for Michelle Obama. Feel bad for Ellen. Look, Ellen had to sell this little piece of garbage house. She got $5 million for it. Ellen had to liquidate hundreds of millions of dollars in her real estate portfolio to not be part of the Diddy trial list. Is Rosie on that list? I don't know. Not even Diddy, I think, would be into that. Ellen not looking great. Here's what Ellen looks like today. Boy, what happens when they get rid of all of the makeup artists and all the stylists and all the writers and script writers and all the lights and cameras? Holy moly. And, Ellen, just kind of like Rosie, is in desperate need of some help. We can see this in some recent postings by Ellen. That's her driving the tractor and getting it stuck, and then needing a man from the English countryside to help her out. The irony is incredible. So, yeah, I mean, Dylan Mulvaney also moving to the British Isles. Goodness gracious. What did the UK do? Transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney teases permanent move out of America. Boy, look at that. Got to tell you, we love it. We say thank you. We're so sorry. This is the worst thing that we've done since beating you in the Revolutionary War. And speaking of beating somebody, here's Donald Trump's best Rosie O'Donnell moments, just because they make me happy. Rosie, we don't feel bad for you.
Rosie O'Donnell's disgusting. I mean, both inside and out. You take a look at her, she's a slob. She talks like a truck driver. Rosie attacked me personally because I was very happy when her talk show failed. The other thing that failed, and this was a real monster, and everybody was suing her, was her magazine. Her magazine called Rosie was a total disaster. So I loved it. I gloat over it. I think it's wonderful because I like to see bad people fail. Rosie failed. I'm happy about it. She's basically a disaster. Well, she called me a snake oil salesman. And, coming from Rosie, that's pretty low because when you look at her and when you see the mind is weak. I don't see it. I don't get it. I never understood. How does she even get on television? I believe Barbara made a terrible mistake putting her on, and I think Barbara's probably paying a big price. If I were running The View, I'd fire Rosie. I mean, I'd look her right in that fat, ugly face of hers. I'd say, Rosie, you're fired. We're all a little chubby, but Rosie's just worse than most of us. But it's not the chubbiness. Rosie is a very unattractive person, both inside and out. Rosie's a person that's very lucky to have her girlfriend. And she better be careful or I'll send one of my friends over to pick up her girlfriend. Why would she stay with Rosie if she had another choice? She's trying to use ABC and The View to get even with me. But with me, we fight back. I'll probably sue Rosie because she doesn't tell the facts. As an example, I'm worth many billions of dollars. Now, she said I was bankrupt. I never went bankrupt. So probably I'll sue her because it would be fun. I'd like to take some money out of her fat ass pockets. I actually think they ought to look at her whole life and see where she's coming from because I think she's got some very deep-seated problems. Perhaps it should be Rosie that goes to rehab. Rosie is a loser.